use them differently. Have you seen a lot of their photos?
I have not, but...
No. Well, I'm with Paul last weekend, and I have this other idea.
Right.
You've seen my photos, and, they, you know, in many of them, they've got cameras.
Right.
And I said, why don't you look through your photos?
Right.
And I'll ask Yoko to do the same now, she'll understand, and Olivia to look through George's photos, and maybe we can put another book together with the four of us, of our photos, and it's another charity. This is all for charity. Yeah. I only get paid if I do this.
Yeah.
Everything else goes, you know, somewhere else.
Yeah. When you were taking photos, though, you were taking photos for what purpose? I don't know that you thought at the time, I'm going to chronicle this. Yeah.
I just love to take pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got very lucky on a lot of photos in that book. I mean, the one that's outstanding and everybody understands is that, you know, we got off the plane in New York, most incredible moment of our lives. We're in this motorcade and there's like 80 policemen protecting us, and this car with these load of kids. It was like, it's surreal. They're all looking in, and I'm lucky. I got a camera, and I go, oh man, I got to take this. I'll pick on me, brother. I'll pick on you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's where we come from, that neighbourhood. You know, the Compton, I call it, of England.
The Compton of England?
Yeah, I use that on my Twitter there, straight out of Compton, straight out of Liverpool. So anyway, that's what it was. So, you know, our attitude of being ourselves actually won us through. Yeah. We weren't apologetic for anything.
Yeah. Since you went there, what does this book tell us about your comfort level with being in the skin you're in, with being yourself?
Well, you know, you have to be honest that you're not comfortable every moment of your life. Yeah. There are many days, months, and years that you were just not comfortable. Things are happening, it's going wrong, blah, 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 and you know, you just get back on your path, and then it gets good again. So, you know, it's a difficult thing to talk about your life, or any, you know, life in general, because it has twists and turns, and some of the turns I've made really were incredible for, you know, a young person that I was. You know, I used to be young. Those decisions to make. Yeah. And, you know, the one big one was to leave the factory and be a musician. That's what I am. And then there's several decisions, you know, since then you've made, and you've actually changed your life around. Yeah. So that's what it's about.
You mentioned earlier that when you first got to America, the press were ready to pounce on you, so you weren't beloved when you first arrived. Yeah. After Ed Sullivan, you were beloved by everybody in this country. No doubt about that. Yeah. But there's a funny section in the book, to me, made me laugh, and I saw the photos. I believe it was in the Philippines. You all got there and did something to upset the Marcos family.
Well, yeah, they set up this huge reception dinner after the gig. Didn't tell us. Yeah. And so suddenly we did the gig. It was great. The audience was fine. And we landed with, you know, 800 cops, motorbikes, and wow, here they come. We get to the hotel, we do the show, and then they said, well, you come. No, we're not coming for dinner. I mean, we're just flown in. We're jet lag, whatever. We've done our gig. And we decided we're not coming to your damn dinner. But on the TV, they had the TV cameras there, and they were like little kids crying, and you know, it was like the saddest situation they'd made it out to be. And so John and I were sharing a room. You know, the Beatles always shared. We only ever had 2 rooms. And any 2 of us will be in any 2 rooms. Right. And so John and I just happened to be there, and we were waking up, and we'd like to order some breakfast, you know, oatmeal, whatever we had, egg and bacon in those days, and the newspapers. We wanted to see how they reacted to us, and like an hour went by, nothing. And excuse me, we ordered a while back. Could we have the breakfast and that? And then anyway, Neil came in. He used to look after the hospital, and said, well, there's a bit of trouble, lads. And then we found out, put on the TV on this other thing, and they showed this terrible footage. It was like dumping on these kids. Like, they didn't turn up. Well, we didn't know anything about it. Anyway, we left. After coming in with a lot of protection, we left with one cop. and people spitting at us and attacking us at the airport while we're waiting for the plane. You know, and in our wisdom, John and I went and stood by these nuns, thinking they're not going to beat us up with the nuns here. You know, things that go through your head.
Yeah.
And anyway, we got on the plane and we flew away.
Yeah.
It was a lot of other people doing a lot of talking, which I believe he's cut out now. And it's mainly him and I. So, you know, it made it better for me.
Yeah.
And to see the footage was exciting, though, because I hadn't seen it 1,000 years, you know what I mean? So that was great. And then to see that Giles got good sound.
And it was exciting, you know, that Ron was going to do it because we loved his work as a sort of Hollywood director. And we liked him as Richie in Happy Days as well. But, you know, we knew that...
Never live it. I don't want it.
We're not even going further back.
Så får vi fan be oss ge bara igen. Jesus, we spill into small stories that they is neat. Yeah, made by the person itself. Take a drink and wait it. I feel okay.
Yeah, Get Back, you know. I mean, I think we've all told the stories about Get Back when we were on the roof, you know, because the Beatles had this thing, you know, oh, let's do the video, let's go to Hawaii, to the volcano, or let's go to the pyramids. Oh, let's go on the roof, okay. And that's what we did, and we hadn't played live in a long time. Not a long time, a while. And, you know, there's a lot of complaints from the bank next door, and people were complaining. A lot of people loved it, but there were complaints, and so the police came. And it would have been, for me, a much better video, because I was like playing, and they pulled the plug out the amps, and George put it back in, and I was playing away, and I said, oh, come on. In my mind, just come and drag me off the drums. You know, would have been, whoa, okay, I thought that would have made the track a lot better, or the documentary a lot more interesting. But the interesting part about this, though, was the Beatles. They hadn't been seen in years. They're playing live, you know, and they're only the crew could see us and some people on the rooftop. But the two people who were sitting there watching us, and you can just see her in this corner is Yoko, and next to her is Maureen. So that was our real audience, the two women. Yeah, well done, boys. So I've always liked the idea of all of that, you know, that people would have, there'd have been, you know, I don't know, 500,000 people would have come to see us just do that if they could have got there. But just Yoko and Maureen were applauding us. This is on lots of records. And you see the short arm? That's why it's, I'll ring you up this, because Stretch, you know, I wasn't good at this. So this is all a bit closer. And if you bought it. But I thought, I'm going to get big drums, get big sound. And then I realized when I set it up that with this snare, and to play it, I couldn't reach the bass drum pedal. But as you can see, they have been played a bit, but the bass drum is very clean. This is the Carl Palmer. This is the Carl Palmer 4-ton kit. And it was in an auction in England. And you know, it's well known, this kit, because it has squirrels and everything etched into the steel. As you know, I'm a woodman. Anyway, I thought, well, you know, someone should save this kit. And here it is. This, though, this is interesting. This kit is interesting because I did a special called Ogna Rats, which is Ringo backwards, of course. And this was the kids I used at the end of the gig, at the end of the show. Outdoor tries to find himself. And it lights up if we still have the plug. This is great because Buck Owens gave me this. And, you know, he did Act Naturally. I did Act Naturally, and then we did Act Naturally together. This was mine, a very attractive piece of guitar. But I have so many. I love this suit. This is Dougie Million's.
Yes.
I love this suit, though. I mean, it's just, I was a well-dressed boy.
Suited and booted.
This is a gold top painted black. And no one I knew could tell me. I said, what is the model? I said, wow, I don't know, black. No idea. You know, all the guitar people. Anyway, because someone worked it out, that, oh, that's a gold top, painted black.
Okay. Wait, you give it be a while when you do put the show to the bus, you just show the old classics. And please welcome Mr. Shelley Bowman.
Thank you. Now, let me start at the very beginning. I did a vodka ad. That's the first important thing. A big vodka company wanted to do a prestige ad. And My Fair Lady, and he was removing the music and lyrics. And
now we've come to the end of our evening on BBC One. I hope you've had a good weekend and you'll join us again tomorrow. But now we have to get our beauty sleep. So on behalf of everyone here, this is Mark Waddington wishing you a very peaceful night. Good night to you.
Thank you.